All right, look, we both know why you're here, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right down to business. Let's not beat around the bush. Essentially, you're going to need to spread them ass cheeks open. I'm going in dry with no lube. If you think Top Gun as a series, whether you're a fan of that 1980s piece of trash original or the new Top Gun Maverick, if you're a fan of either one of these films, basically, if you're a fan of anything involving aerial combat, you're an absolute clown. You're a court jester. You're an absolute joke. You are a fucking loser, no-life neckbeard sitting in their parents' basement. And by this point, if you enjoyed the original in theaters, you definitely are 40, 50 years old, still living with mommy, having her cook your fat ass hot pockets while you sit online jerking off to Tom Cruise flying the aeroplanes. You're an absolute loser. You're a poser. You're a clown. You'll never amount to anything. I mean, let's be real. You're a Tom Cruise fan. You were never gonna amount to anything. Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise? Oh my God. Listen to me right now, you Tom Cruise fans. Are there actual fans of Tom Cruise? I don't think there actually are. I think they're actually him. Anybody online claiming to be a Tom Cruise fan is actually Tom Cruise in disguise, because this motherfucker has made so many millions off of you idiots that he has the time to sit there and dick around on the internet when he's not doing his own stunts trying to get himself killed or promoting the Church of Scientology. What an absolute joke. God, you idiots, you'll eat up anything. You will eat up anything, and that's your own damn fault. And look at all these pussy-ass reviewers coming out here afraid to badmouth Tom Cruise, giving Top Gun Maverick 98 out of 100, 9 out of 10, saying it is the best sequel 40 years later. Well, wait a minute. It took 40 years to get a sequel to the original, and it's the best sequel ever to a movie that came out 40 years ago? Are you shitting me? No wonder. You no-life having fucking losers. You walking corpses ready to fucking swallow Tom Cruise's cum every time he shits out a new movie are sitting here jerking off this film acting like it's the second coming of Christ. I got news for you. It's not the second coming of Christ. Christ isn't coming for Tom Cruise. Christ isn't coming for Top Gun. Christ is rolling in his fucking grave. He's looking down on us from heaven, shaking his head, contemplating flooding this motherfucker again when we pump out shitty movies like Top Gun Maverick. I mean, my God, I would rather have a fucking F-150 bulldozed into my asshole. I would rather sit and spin on a star-studded dildo than sit through this fucking movie. And you idiots are going to pay willingly. You're going to line up at the box office. You all motherfuckers are old. Anybody watching this film who was like, what, in their fucking teens when the original came out, getting off to Val Kilmer and Tom Cruise? You're fucking old, saggy-ass skin, fucking tits sagging to the ground, pussies all used up, gray hairs sticking out of your fucking bikini. You're dried up, you're washed up, and all you have to live for are these shitty ass sequels to movies back from the heyday. The 80s? Let me tell you, the 80s weren't the heyday. The 80s were not the heyday. Some of the worst films ever came out of the 80s. And I was so thankful when we got to the 90s because we could finally put that shitty pussy hair metal. We could put those over-the-top horror films. And yes, we could put these redundant action movies like Top Gun to rest. But now there's a resurgence. Now suddenly we got to revive every goddamn 80s property and we got to shovel it out to these fucking boomers before they die. We got to milk what fucking money we can get out of them, and that's what you idiots are giving them. You boomers are handing over your boomer bucks day in and day out for a hit of nostalgia because you know that your life wasn't what you thought it would be. Think back to when you sat in the theater and Top Gun just came out and the credits are rolling. You were a teenager. You had your whole life in front of you. You were going to change the world. You were going to make a shitload of money. You were going to have the best family ever. What happened? Nothing. You froze. Now you work a job that you hate. Now, you can't stand the sight of your fat self in the mirror every morning. You got your fucking beer gut, or your tits are sagging down to the floor after shitting out 3 kids who have sucked your nipples dry. They're so callous and hard. Ugh, nasty motherfucker. And now your life has become an inevitable loop of failure. You wake up, from the moment you wake up to the moment you shut your eyes and go to bed at the end of the day, you are disgustingly disappointed. And you've got no one to blame but yourself. And now, 40 some years later, you're going to go sit in the movie theater of Top Gun Maverick looking at Tom Cruise, who had so much more success than you because of you putting money in his fucking pocket, because of you lining the pockets of these goddamn studios, because of you forking over your hard-earned dollar to shitty corporations. Now, what's going to happen in the future? I'll tell you what's going to happen in the future. Another 20 years go by, they're going to put out Top Gun 3, and your geriatric old ass is going to have to be wheeled to the movie theater so you can sit there and then for the third time when the credits roll, realize what an absolute failure your life has become before you inevitably fucking die. Everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Meanwhile, I'll be out here enjoying true cinematic content. I'll be out here enjoying true pieces of cinematic history, and you clowns can fall in line broke as shit because you spent all your money supporting some dumbass Scientologist who's a reckless endangerment to society filming his own stunts, becoming a fucking millionaire off of you idiots.